So last night she fell.
This is insane. Look at this. Oh my God.
Slipped after the shower on the wet floor. The glass door was open. She ended up slicing her face on the glass door on the way down. I saw it, came over. Blood started pouring out everywhere instantly. I figured maybe she had a bloody nose or something like that. And I went to go see her, turn her over, and I see there's a massive gash on her forehead coming down. And it was very deep, and blood was just pouring out. Now, at this point in time, I had no idea how deep the wound was actually gonna be. You know, for all I knew, could have been fatal, could have been really serious damage, and she was obviously not in the best condition after that. She was conscious, but very dizzy. And so I immediately realized, okay, gotta go now. So I picked her up, carried her down steps, and you have to go down these steps, 2 floors on the 2nd floor. And the resort here is massive. It's really big. And so I have no idea where the local hospital is in the Dominican Republic, let alone how I'm gonna call an ambulance here. But I knew the first thing I needed to do was take her downstairs and call one of the security or something to call me on their walkie-talkies, some kind of an ambulance, a local ambulance or whatever, so they can patch it up temporarily before we got her to the hospital. And so I'm carrying her downstairs, and as soon as I get downstairs, I see one of the workers. I start yelling at him while my adrenaline is very, very high. I'm like, hey, you know, I need an ambulance now, need to go to the hospital now. And keep in mind, these people here, they hardly speak English. So he understood it, and he kind of froze up. He didn't know what to do, so I had to find someone else too. Kept calling. Other people started walking by, and they weren't much of help at all either. And none of the workers wanted to touch her either. I guess understandable for liability reasons. So I was just holding her. I ended up sitting on stone place like this, and then someone managed to get their walkie-talkie, call one of the golf carts, and the golf cart then came. We had to wait like 10-15 minutes for it. Look at this view. Hold on just for a second. Looks absolutely beautiful. Holy crap. I'm in the Dominican Republic right now, staying at the Hard Rock Hotel. I paid for this with points on my credit card, JetBlue Vacations. It's one of the perks of running a business. A lot of business expenses. So you get to take vacations, you know, without having to spend money. I encourage you to start a business. So where was I? We're downstairs, we're waiting for the golf cart. Golf cart finally gets there. Now I know we need to get our passports. So golf cart gets there, we get her sat up on it's like a lay down thing for temporary medicals. Because before that, I asked if someone could hold her while I went to get the passport so we didn't have to waste any time, but no one wanted to touch her at all. Take us to the local hospital inside of the resort. And by the way, every single time someone saw it, they're like, oh my God. And meanwhile, I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying to keep her calm, make sure her heartbeat doesn't increase. I'm trying to tell her, like, it's okay, stay calm, you know, it's okay, it's really just a small cut, you know, don't worry. It was not a small cut at all. It was a massive gash. Like, way worse than what you see in the UFC fights when someone gets elbowed in the face, leaves like a massive opening. It was like that, because the door sliced it open. And so we finally get to the local hospital area. They temporarily put like some bandages or whatever on, and they all agree like, gotta go to the hospital now. I'm like, yeah, of course. So got in the ambulance, on our way to the hospital. We finally get to the hospital, and luckily the people there did really excellent work on her. They did amazing work. They were very kind to us. And the bill was definitely suspicious. The bill was very expensive, but luckily it's not really an issue for myself, but I could see why it would be a problem for other people, and they certainly take advantage of the tourists here. But, you know, it is what it is, supply and demand kind of thing. So now she's 100% fine. Stitches look fantastic, you know, no problems at all. And it's gonna heal up very, very well. But in the moment, I had no idea if it was deep enough to be fatal because blood was pouring out. So I was thinking if I was like 1 minute too slow or 2 minutes, you know, too late, she could potentially not make it, you know? That's why my adrenaline was spiked up. And I always imagine what I would do in a situation like that, like how I would act in a situation like that where someone's life depended on mine, and how I could operate and stay calm. And I guess that was the situation. You know, that was the test. So that was an interesting experience. But other than that, you know, the trip's really good. And I actually wanted to share a story on this trip with you guys, how I made the easiest $10,000 of my life. But I had to share that, obviously, because that was just definitely noteworthy experience. And remember, this channel is all about transparency and showing you my actual life and anything that happens in it. And, you know, that was a pretty notable event right there. So, yeah, I'll show you a little bit. Another resort here. Right now I'm walking over to make some reservations. Some Italian restaurant here. They got a bunch of really nice restaurants here. A lot of stuff to do here too. You know, they got 13 pools, something like that. But honestly, where we spend most of our time is, if you keep walking like miles down on the beach, all the way down there, you know, you get to some secluded area where there's no one else to bother you. And that's what I like. That's like my favorite part, you know, being in nature. That's the real beauty of the Dominican Republic, and anywhere really. It's the nature that I like to see. That's why I like traveling, not just for the resort. I mean, the resort is great. That's beautiful. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do here, but my favorite part was walking all the way down to some secluded area where there was nobody else in sight. You know, just us, alone. And yeah, that was amazing. Put up some B-roll of what it looked like as we were walking down there, as I share the story later of how I made that $10,000. And I'll just preface the story with, it's the easiest $10,000 I ever made, and it's some of the best feeling $10,000 I ever made, because I was essentially getting revenge from a company that did me dirty a very long time ago. So the easiest $10,000 I ever made was from a website called Snipes USA. Now, a while ago, not too long ago, for a span of about 2 years, we had a bypass for this website that allowed us to basically take their entire stock of limited sneaker drops, and our members and bot users would resell these, make a lot of profit, and they would easily be able to get 1 to 5 to 8 pairs every single release because of the bypass we had. In a nutshell, the way the bypass worked, they had a queue system. They used a platform called Qit, and my bot Gargantua has a Qit bypass, which still works. You could use it on any website that uses Qit. For example, some ticket, places still use Qit. a lot of other types of products that are limited released through Qit. The bypass still works. Snipes USA still uses it, still works there, but they haven't had very profitable releases lately, so it's not used as much, but I'm sure there will be more in the future. Anyway, the point is, there was a lot of very profitable releases on Snipes USA from like 2021 to 2022. And for that span of 2 years, a lot of people were using my bypass links to get a lot of very profitable products. And what I decided to do with those bypass links, I sent them through another algorithm which would basically put an affiliate link inside of that link. So once they clicked the bypass link, and of course they had to use the bypass link, not just some random link, they were also using the affiliate link. And not all retailers actually paid out affiliates for limited edition sneakers, but Snipes, for some reason, still allowed it. They were one of the few ones that did allow it, luckily. So every time someone used a bypass, my bypass link, to get these limited sneakers, they were also using my affiliate link. And basically, this was all 100% passive income. And I think the total revenue generated from the affiliate links on Snipes USA alone ended up being like $11,000 or $10,000, somewhere around there. If I still have the screenshot from the affiliate system that I use, I'll put it on the screen. But it was the easiest money ever because we didn't have to change anything. It was literally just people using our bypass link still, and they were also using the affiliate link at the same time. The only thing I ever had to do was add a little piece in the code that when I shot out the bypass links for people to use, it would also include the affiliate link. Now, we actually stopped using the affiliate links eventually on Snipes because the domains would occasionally crash. So that could make the link slower to open. So we don't do them anymore, but for that span of time, it generated about $10,000, $11,000. And I didn't have to do anything different. Literally just added a couple lines of code, added my affiliate link in there, and it was completely passive income. Now the reason that $10,000, $11,000 felt so fucking good is because Snipes USA used to be formerly known as a website called Kicks USA. And Kicks USA did me dirty a long time ago. And I'm the type of person that never forgets. I never fucking forgot what Kicks USA did to me. Basically, a long time ago, back in like 2017, me and my father were lined up for a release since like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. And we invested a lot of time. It was cold out. We're supposed to get this release, and we're gonna get 2 shoes each, make a couple $100 profit. And unfortunately, the release got canceled. And they love canceling releases because if they have an excuse to cancel the release, they can backdoor the pairs and make all the profit themselves. So any little excuse they get, they're always gonna take. So some people that ended up showing late to signing up or lining up for the first come, first serve ended up forming a second line. And this second line was from people who were getting there at like 8, 9 a.m. who didn't actually put in the same hours as me and other people who've been waiting there since like 4 a.m. Obviously, that's not fair. So the person who was at the start of my line got into a fight with the other person, and they actually did end up wrestling a bit. It was a pathetic fight. They hardly fought at all. They just like wrestled a little bit, legit nothing. But
Give me my money when I ask for my price. Look, you see them come at me. They want to come at me.
Take on his neck! Hey, yo! You pussy! Take on his neck! Take on his neck!
knock it off, guys. Kicks USA saw that as an excuse to completely cancel the release. I never forgot that because I invested so much time. They could have easily continued the release, but they decided not to. They decided not to release the damn shoes. And because of that, I had wasted a whole damn day, hours, and got nothing in return. So I never forgot that. I never forget. And then Kicks USA got bought out by Snipes USA. So I had to get my lig back. And I think I did.